crew. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
This is the city of crime. My name's Clark. I carry a badge. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for asking me here this evening. And I got here a little late. Too late to leave the official guest list at the gate, where it belongs. Let's face it. Thanks to you, we've got a nice round. Let's face it, that's where it belongs, the official guest list. And now I'm in the ignominious position of having to deliver the official guest list right here from the stage. It's not ideal. Technically, I'm eating into your entertainment time, and you're entitled to get upset about it. And I know what you're thinking, would it kill these people to buy a ticket? Well, I had a word with them beforehand, and yes, apparently it would. So now I'm in the ignominious position of having to read out the official guest list right here from the stage, and it's in your interest to pay attention here, because if your name ain't on this list, I'm afraid you're going to have to buy a ticket. Unless you already got a ticket, in which case you don't have to get another ticket. I'm not a fucking monster. So listen carefully, please, to the official guest list. And I've tried to make it as entertaining as I can. And everybody in the Limerick area, their names rhyme with each other. Most of them. What's the chances? Please pay attention to the official guest list. Here's the who's that are you in it, Duke McGuinness and his photo finisher, Chandler Burr with a bucket of a murderer, inhuman, further one, racial slur, better not forget her. Charlie Davidson and his Harley Davidson, J.R. Justice and the VIPs, anybody who speaks Maltese, Jerry Hall, she's very tall, from the Albert Hall, get Carter. Wait a minute, J.R. Justice and the VIPs, anybody who speaks Maltese, Jerry Hall, she's very tall, the Albert Hall, Rob Lowe, Dr. No, Shem, Larry and Mo. Nobody you'd know. Roger Scruton. Can you have that argument elsewhere? Sorry about that. It's a pub, you know, the microphone picks up all kinds of domestic stuff that you wouldn't be a party to. So where were we, ladies and gentlemen? It's the rowdy company that I keep. I hope you'll excuse me. I ought to start this from the beginning, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. So Rob Lowe, Dr. No, nobody you'd know. Shemp, Larry and Mo. Wayne Newton, his sister Fig, Roger Scruton and Mr. Big, Kenneth Anger, his sister Colt, draped in pearls, draped in stoat, the girl with the padlock up the throat, Get Carter, Sam Giancana, Jeffrey Archer and his sudden departure, Clint Bilton, Clarice Hilton from east of Sweden, Peter Stilton, Jack Shit and the Zeros, borderline unpleasant heroes, Jimmy Zilch and the Scandaleros, Billy Dos Sombreros, Zorba and his Hellenic Shapiros, sad clown and his tragic heroes, Prince Baron, the Emperor Ming, Big Ted, the Kidney King, El Vengador, Los Vengadores, Little Ronaldo, his sister Dolores, no cakes are very Moorish. Admit anybody who knows my brother, but anybody who says she's the mother of any child I might have sired who ain't my wife and yet she's wired. If you're letting her, I'm afraid you're fired. I'm logging you off as I make this mark. Authenticated by Dr. John Cooper Clarke. Ladies and gentlemen, well, you know what, I've circumnavigated the globe 10 times now, reciting poetry all the way, and I get asked a lot of questions I can't often answer, questions I can't answer, like this one, what is occasional furniture the rest of the time? Except scratch that off the list of questions I can't answer. What is occasional furniture the rest of the time? Periodic tables. Questions I can't answer. Why would you always find one shoe on any flat roof? Questions I can't answer. Why only one monopolist commission? If Jesus was Jewish, why the Spanish name? But whatever the question, I always answer in the existential. I'll tell you why, because I'll level with you. I'm an existentialist. Most of my friends are existentialists. Well, it's company for me. So whenever I'm asked any question of any nature, I answer in the existential. It's a knee-jerk reaction. Pavlovian. Turn into a meringue. Not really, I was trying to be flip. The point is, I'm an existentialist, so I answer every question with in the existential. For instance, I've circumnavigated the globe 10 times now, reciting poetry all the way. I get asked a lot of questions, and this is always the first question I'm asked. Dr. Clarke, how did you get here? How did I get here? In the existential, how did I get here? Why ask? Same as anybody else, I guess. My mother and father loved each other very much. They were courting, and then they got engaged, then they got married. One thing led to another. Nature took its course. There you go. Why ask? There you go again, Dr. Clarke, off on your existentialist tangent once more. When we posited the question, how did you get here? We merely wish to ascertain what method of transport you employed. Well, why didn't you say so? In that case, in the best kind of car known to man, and that car is a hire car for these very reasons. These are the social advantages inherent in the rented vehicle as itemised hereunder. Double park, don't lock the door, push the pedals through the floor, give it loads and then some more. It's a hire car, baby. Break the stick, grind the gears, watch that distance disappear, never be yours in 1,000 years. It's a hire car, baby. Hire car. Why would anybody buy a car? Bang it, prang it, say ta-ta. It's a hire car, baby. Bad behaviour on the street, save yourself a couple of sheets, collision waiver, keep it sweet. It's a hire car, show this mountain no respect. Bump it, dump it, call, collect. What else did the firm expect? It's a hire car, baby. Pray the first. Wait a minute. Hire car, why hot wire a car? Whenever you require a car, hire a car, mate. Drive the motherfucker anywhere, just like you don't care. Put it down the wear and tear. It's a hire car, baby. Pray the person who had it last did not drive it quite this fast. This Dagenham Dodger will not last. It's a hire car, steaming like a samovar. From the front bumper to the spoiler bar, hire car baby. Try not to kill yourself or injure anybody else. Don't forget to fasten your belts. Rent it, dent it, bang it, prang it, bump it, dump it, scorch it, torch it, crash and burn it, don't return it, lost deposit, let them earn it, who cares, it's on the firm, it's a hire car baby. Yeah. Anybody that's ever seen me before, it could happen, will have noticed that I've been piling on the pounds lately. Thanks for pointing that out. I know how bad it is. I fell downstairs last Monday. My wife thought EastEnders had finished early. See, I live in Essex, where to be even borderline obese is a federal offence. We got a special fat guys prison in Chelmsford. They got bars 5 feet apart. Let me out of here. It's a real problem starting a riot with that little tin cup. Clang! Clang! No, I don't. But there is a reason for this dramatic weight fluctuation which you're paying witness to this evening. The only thing, as far as I know, that I ever had in common with the late Luther Vandross. Dramatic weight fluctuation. I don't know, we could have been like two peas in a pod. I never met the guy. But that much we had in common. Dramatic weight fluctuation. Hands across the ocean there. And I felt his pain. Ladies and gentlemen, and if I might make an educated guess as a qualified medical practitioner, I would say that what led to his early death was really a series of bad lifestyle choices. You've got enticing soul food available around the clock, a sedentary lifestyle, prescription barbiturates. It's not going to end well. With me, with the dramatic weight fluctuation, it has to do with the abrupt cessation of the use of opiate drugs in a non-therapeutic milieu. Ever since the abrupt cessation of the use of opiate drugs in a non-therapeutic milieu, it's been up with the weight, down with the weight, up with the weight, down again with the weight, up already with the weight. When will it end? Now I can't go back to Manchester, where the non-therapeutic use of opiate drugs is virtually compulsory. If I see anybody, I know it's the same old cry. Hey Clark, get back on drugs, you fat fuck. They're not being helpful, frankly, to the extent that I wrote a poem about it. And this one's called Get Back on Drugs, You Fat Fuck. When I go back to Longridge Park, does anybody wish me good luck? All they say is, hey, Clark, get back on drugs, you fat fuck. Get back on drugs, you fat bastard. Get back on drugs, you fat fuck. We only like you when you're plastered. Get back on drugs, you fat fuck. They say I'm piling on the pounds, but that ain't the reason I suck. Put the donut down and get back on drugs, you fat fuck. Get back on drugs, you fat degenerate. Get back on them, you schmuck. You're the size of a man at Emirate. You were good once, but I don't remember it. Get back on drugs, you fat jumping Jehoshaphat. Get back on drugs, you fat prick. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Don't bother pointing out that schmuck don't rhyme with prick. I didn't get where I am today not noting the phonetic dissimilarity between the word schmuck and prick. But you see what I did there? I subverted the form in order to point up a higher truth. I'm punting out my new book here, and so I've got to feature some of the items available within the covers of this very book. Available on the way out. Exit via the gift shop. It was ever thus. It's a unique retail opportunity for you here on account of, well, you know, don't let this fine weather fool you. Christmas is breathing down. Just, don't make my mistake. I always do all my Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve. Why? Because they close at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They're running out of stuff. There's a lot of people, desperate people around, and you kind of cut to the chase and you're more focused on Christmas Eve. You go browsing, you know, and it's the thought that counts. But that didn't count for nothing last year. I came unstuck. I'll cut a long story short. I finished up, I had to buy my wife a prosthetic leg. It was a stocking filler, but that's not the point. Don't make my mistake. That's all I'm trying to say to you here. And anyway, this one's called, you don't know where Burnley is, do you? Yeah. No problem. Do you? You want to hear about it? Yeah. Well, this is a very old poem, this. I wrote this the first time I'd been to Burnley. And I remember my manager at the time, he said to me, Johnny, why are you doing gigs in Burnley or anywhere else where they still point at aeroplanes? Sophisticated gentlemen. I've agreed to it, I had to do it. It's just like he said it would be. I met this guy there, he was his own father. And he was a town intellectual. He'd mastered the art of breathing with his mouth shut. Anyway, just to illustrate the point a bit further about Burnley, this couple, an apocryphal tale. This couple, they get married in Burnley. You can tell it's a Burnley wedding, they're all on the same side of the church. So they check into the Bullet Royal Hotel, Clitheroe, they're not rubbish. They're just about to consummate the marriage. She says, here, I've got a confession to make. Before we get started here, I'm a virgin. He panics, runs down into the foyer, gets on the phone, home. His dad answers, he says, hey Dad, what we're going to do here? She just confessed to being a virgin. Pack your suitcase and come straight home. If she's not good enough for her family, she's not good enough. Here's the poem that came out of it anyway, ladies and gentlemen. A few of those places I don't want to go to. And there it is. It's called Burnley, because that's the one that got the thing still. Burnley. And this one's written in the predictable rhyme style, perfected by the likes of Dr. John Cooper Clarke. I'll tell you now, I'll tell you firmly, no prizes. Proving my own point. I'll tell you now, I'll tell you firmly, I don't ever want to go to Burnley. What they do there don't concern me. Why would anybody make the journey? I'll tell you now, I'll tell you flatly, I don't ever want to go to Gatley. I don't even want to go to Batley. Where is that place exactly? Do I want to go to Reddish? I wouldn't visit a suit-top sheddish. What am I, some kind of nebbish? No, I don't want to go to Reddish. I'll tell you now, and I'll tell you briefly, I don't ever want to go to Keighley. I'll tell you now, like I told Elsa Manchester, I don't ever want to go to Newport. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, listen, here's an area specific specific number here. There once was a fellow, these long rambling sagas in poetry are all very well, aren't they, ladies and gentlemen? But sometimes, in the flaky world of poetry, sometimes, very often, less is more. I hope you'll agree. Here's one I picked up over here within these shores a long time ago, and I come up with this one. 5-liner. The Limerick. Give it a name, ladies and gentlemen, the Limerick. You know, it was Stab City, right? The only town I know that if you bring up the word Bowie in a conversation, they assume you mean Jim. So there once was a fella called Prontius, whose language was very affrontious. God damn it, hell roast yous, whores yous, ghost yous, fuckers yous, bastards yous, cunts yous. Oh, the Limerick, my favourite form, ladies and gentlemen. 2 ugly sisters from Fordham took a walk one day out of boredom. On the way back, a sex maniac jumped out of a bush and ignored them. We've got a lot to be proud of in this town. Even recently I was in Wales. I don't know why I hadn't done anything wrong. But I had to go. And even there, you know, the Limerick held supreme. Because I like to be a bit area specific wherever I go in the world, and I include Wales in this. So I bought the Cardiff Bugle, or whatever the motherfucker it's called. Nobody reads it anyway, but I went straight to the court cases. You know, see if I could get a 5-liner out of it. And I was very successful early on. And this one's called, the title of this one is, the title is longer than the poem. It happens a lot with me. But this one, it's called, I'm not saying that all Welshmen are incestuous, but ... Now those 3 dots denote a longer sentence, right? So I'm going to give you the complete sentence. Would have been. I'm not saying that all Welshmen are incestuous, but I'm not saying that all Welshmen are incestuous, but this one certainly was. It had been proven in a court of law before 12 jurors, good men and true, in this case. So I better give you the poem anyway. Here it is. I'm not saying all Welshmen are incestuous, but an incestuous Welshman named Reese once put the move on his niece. He pulled out his schwanz to check her response, and she quite rightly called the police. Social useful poem. She did the right thing. She did the right thing. I think we'll all agree on that. And if any of you have been affected by any of the issues raised in those 5 lines, don't forget to get in touch with Esther Ramsden. She's still alive.
I just got to ask you if she's still alive.
Don't ever die, Esther. Don't ever die. I'm more on her side than she is. Crises. Anyway, yeah, so that's the quick ones out of the way. Sometimes less is more, that's what I'm saying. You know, these long, rambling, poetical sagas are all very well, but sometimes less is more. So here's a couple of jingles I wrote for the NHS in England to help them in their, this is one I wrote to help them in their never-ending fight against the social scourge of STDs. And with that in mind, I thought time is money, especially for the beleaguered NHS. Time is money, less is more. That's why they came to me. Succinct. So I came up with this one. This one was, this one used to be called Lydia. Okay, you're laughing now. Well, fed up, you punks. You're laughing now, you know that title's already been used by Dean Friedman. I didn't know that at the time. I found out the hard way. I was just about to deliver this poem for the first time at the George Bernard Shaw Theatre, London, England. The following message came from the side of the stage. Psst, Johnny, change the title. Why? He's in the audience. Who? Dean Friedman, the ragamuffin Romeo himself here tonight. What the? Yes, and he's a very litigious person who can afford a better lawyer than you. So if you don't want to live out the rest of your life in utter penury, change the title now. So thinking on my feet, I came up with this new title. It's a better title. And like it happened, proving that once again that necessity is the mother of invention, and not Frank Zappa, as some of you have perhaps previously assumed. So I better tell you what this new title is. Lydia, Girl with an Itch. Lydia, get rid of your chlamydia, only an idiot would ever consider you. Well, whenever you're dealing with matters of sexual hygiene on behalf of the NHS, you have to be inclusive. That means you have to include those people who indulge in what I might call aberrant sex. And with that in mind, I call this one necrophilia. Fed up with foreplay and all that palaver. Abacadabra. Because sometimes, let's ignore it. Let's get back to the long rambling political sagas now. And this one's, oh yeah, here it is. This is it, yeah, great. I'll ease you into the gritty realism of my world. Not my world, a degree. This one's called Thug. Thug. You see him through that lavender mist, freaks out in the fug. In his eyes you are trouble as he gives your braids a vicious little tug. He greets every tragedy with a non-committal shrug. He's Citizen X, he ain't complex. He's a thug. You think he's just a big lug, a naughty boy in need of a hug, and life would be so sweet and snug if only he stopped keep pulling out the rug. He's got the bad bug. He's a thug. If his best friend is a 44 slug, if he drinks raw gravy right out of the jug, if the family motto is glug glug glug, he's a thug. If every man with a smile on his face is smug, if he tells you his name is Pancho when really his name is Doug, if everybody but him is a useful mug, if he blocks up your airways with a second-hand butt plug, he's wrong and strange, he'll never change, he's a thug. I gotta get that image out of your head. I gotta get that last image out of your head. I know how you feel, ladies and gentlemen. Second-hand butt plug. You don't know where it's been. Trouble is, you know where it's been. So let's get back in the party mood. The Latino party mood, that is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a glimpse into my world, into my neighborhood, where there is a saying, and I'm going to cut it down to its bare essentials, ladies and gentlemen, but in my neighborhood, there is a saying. When a man with a knife against a man with a rifle than the man with the knife is a dead man. Never forget that. First you get the sugar, and then the power, and then the women. Never forget that. God gave long hair to women and made men stupid enough to believe that they would be faithful. Never forget this. We're in the party mood, right? Oh yeah. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. Ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. Ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. Hey, Macarena. I heard the word again today. I wondered why it ever went away. I thought it was here to stay like Ricky Martin or Fernando Rey. Hey, yay, yay. Gabba, gabba, hey, hey. Macarena. 1 Maca, 2 Maca, 3 Macarena, 4 Maca, 5 Maca, 6 Macarena, 7 Maca, 8 Maca, 9 Macarena, 10 Macarenas. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Some more poetry here. Let's do some more poetry here. Here's a little jingle I wrote for the Martini people. This one's, I wrote this in the hope that in return they would send to me a year's supply or a lifetime supply, whichever is the greater. Elevating beverage. And I call this one, Home, Honey, I'm High. For obvious reasons. Frontal lobes, just get a trim, or did you meet the Moonies? Wrong on both counts, Jim. See many martinis. Well, we got back on a poetry slam. Every time the BBC is doing a programme about Thatcher's Britain, and when isn't the BBC doing a programme about Thatcher's Britain, this one always comes up on the soundtrack as a searing indictment of Thatcher's Britain. But the problem is, I wrote this 2 years before the bitch ever got anywhere near Westminster. If anything, I worry about I might give her a few ideas. See what you think. See what you think at the end of this number. This one's called Beasley Street. Any takers? Far-flung crazy payments crack the sound of empty rooms, a clinical arrangement, a dirty afternoon with a fatal germs of Mr. Freud are rendered obsolete. The legal term is null and void in the case of Beasley Street. In a cheap seats where murder breeds, somebody is out of breath, sleep is luxury, they don't need a sneak preview of death, deadly nightshade is your flower, manslaughter your meat, spend a year and a couple of hours on the edge of Beasley Street in the boarding houses and the bedsits full of accidents and fleas. Somebody gets it where the missing persons freeze, wearing dead men's overcoats. You can't see their feet. This rib joint shuts, opens up right down on Beasley Street. Cars collide, colours clash, disaster movie stuff. For the man with a Fu Manchu moustache, revenge is not enough. There's a dead canary on a swivel seat, there's a rainbow in the road. Meanwhile on Beasley Street, silence is the mode. Hot beneath the collar, an inspector calls. The perishing stink of squalor impregnates the walls. The rats have all got ricket. They spit through broken teeth. The bloodstain is your ticket. One way down Beasley Street, hipster for his haircut. Drive a borrowed car. He looks like the Duke of Edinburgh, God rest his soul, but not backlanded out. Oh, AP mothers to be, watch that three-piece suite. When shine catcher drains and crocodile skis are seen on Beasley Street, the kingdom of the blind. Mr. Magoo is king, beauty problems are redefined, the doorbells do not ring, light bulbs burst like blisters, it's the only form of heat. Where a fella sells his sister down the middle of Beasley Street, the boys are on the wagon, the girls are on the shelf, their common problem is that they're not someone else. The dirt blows out, the dust blows in, you can't keep it neat. It's a fully furnished dustbin, 16 Beasley Street, people turn to poison quick as lager turns to piss. Sweethearts are physically sick every time they kiss. It's a sociologist paradise, each day repeats. Uneasy, cheesy, greasy, queasy, beastly Beasley Street. Oh yeah, well you know what? A society without faith is finished. But for faith you have to have hope. There is room for hope. I'll prove it to you with this sequel, Peter. We went back, that's a pretty miserable chain of events I've just delineated there in that district. Well, you know what, we revisited that area. We went back there with some money from Urban Splash, Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen, George Clarke and a couple of lifestyle gurus, and how you just wouldn't recognise the place. You want to hear about a makeover? Sure you do. And this one's written in exactly the same tune as the last one there, for your ease and convenience. Low slung, shady basement gaps, rooms of empty sound, straight ribbon casements with Venetians halfway down. It's the Hoxton Finn with a nervous trim and a fragrant disregard. Urban splash art, ghetto gym, Beasley Boulevard slates and glutted and stated. Hunger has no home, pampered, preen, patinated in a multicultural kind of tone, looking good. Lose the hood, lose your loyalty card. Here comes the neighbourhood. Beasley Boulevard, noodle bars, poodle parlors, studio bronze. Ask. Somebody saw King Charles in Alfred E. Newman mask. Anything could happen, but it hardly ever does. There's a pub, but the regulars are bad. Nobody there, harsh or buzz round Beasley Boulevard. The man or whatever on the call, it serves that glittering hoard with choice enticements. Wall to wall attracted, then ignored. You want a shop where you don't need a cop and nobody swipes your card for a fair deal and a bit on top. Beasley Boulevard, there's the fat man's grocer, the fop's outfitter, the drunkard's licensee. That guy who's giving everyone the jitters, who's never been on TV, never been on TV. You see how very avant-garde. Black and white turns pink and grey round Beasley Boulevard. A stringent disinfectant with the most intrusive scents, wreaking violence on anyone of an olfactorial bent. While health and safety, the Beth Din and the guys from Scotland Yard keep the area free from sin. Beasley Boulevard, yes, top of the range, regime change, long gone, overdue. The cops are gone, it's pale and strange with a whole new kind of view. Slightly better than paradise if you don't look too hard. Made over nice and nice. A B&B wouldn't be without BBC. Did a DVD about BB King, did a thing in here about a garden of Eden in every yard. A phone box clear of hookers, cars, a yatsa. Promenade on Easy Weezy, easy peasy. Beasley Boulevard, yes, custom easily, million easily, Beasley Boulevard. They done it up, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yes. I'm often asked to describe my kind of poetry in places where English isn't the first language. And could you describe it in one line, you know, the nature of your poetry? And my answer is always the same. Imagine the Titanic with a lisp. Unthinkable. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you more than you need me. Here's a poem to prove it. directly from my heart to the likes of your good selves, ladies and gentlemen. And this one is based on that old excuse me. Well, it's called Are You the Business, right? Are You, Prince, the business? That kind of graphics. Are you the business? Directly from my heart to you. And this one's based on that old, is the bear a Catholic? Does the Pope shit in the water? I think you know where I'm Are you the business? Directly from my heart to you, ladies and gentlemen, like this. Does Superman wear blue tights and keep away from kryptonite? Do old ladies get mugged at nights? Are you the business? Do workers want a living wage? Would a tiger run from an open cage? Is turquoise known as Indian beige? Are you the business? Are you the fuck off business? Is my first name John? Is strange ways full of prisoners? Am I over 21? Are the royal family rich? Is Scooby-Doo one son of a bitch? Is Wembley Stadium a football pitch? And are you the business? Did Pablo Escobar knock out coke? Does Batman wear the jagged cloak? Was Jesus Christ a decent bloke? Are you the business? Did Oliver Reed ever get pissed? Can Chubby Checker do the twist? Was Karl Marx a communist? Are you the business? Was James Dean a cool cat? Was Ted Kennedy a Democrat? Do Hasidic men wear hats? Are you the business? Will narcotics get you on the hook? Did Dostoevsky write the odd book? Was Al Capone a bit of a crook? Are you the business? Did Buddy Holly wear horn rimmed specs? Is the Czech Republic full of Czechs? Did Sigmund Freud consider sex? Are you the business? Did Adolf Hitler dislike Jews, Jesus, gypsies, fags and booze, and were his catamites born to lose? And are you the business? Did Elvis ever rock and roll? Did Dougie James have any soul? Would I touch use with a 10-foot barge pole? Are you the business? Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. No way. No way, baby. Where it is. Too much happiness in the world. I'm sure you've noticed. Don't bring me down, man. Don't bring me down. I'm afraid I gotta. I've got to bring you down. I've got to get serious, ladies and gentlemen. I've got 3 people involved in this poem, sitting on my shoulders. I've got John Laurie. I'll give you the title. Doomed. So, John Laurie. Beryl Thunderbird and Gwyneth Paltrow. If you don't like this poem, it's their fault. Doomed, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you heard it right the first time. Doomed. In long pants I feel overstyled. I look at a dog, I see a blind child. I look at a car, I see a planet defiled, where the summertime is a burning hell. In the wound up, webbed up whereabouts, where the worried well do dwell. We dwell on where the stress could lead to suicidal thoughts. We dwell on the blatant judgmentalism that still persists in the law courts. Everybody I know agrees with me. The worried well, a worried well we would be, wouldn't we? Sugar-free sugar, that's up my street. The real stuff is just too sweet. And do we really need to eat the poisons that they sell from this tainted and ungrateful soil where the worried well dwell? We dwell on that long litigious procession about to bill us all. We dwell on the so-called medical profession who are trying to kill us all. Everybody I know agrees with me. The worried well, a worried well we would be, wouldn't we? I'll show you you skid row in a can of beer, and a future that holds only doubt and fear. With any luck we'll be dead next year before the boiling oceans swell. This is the grim consensus where the worried well do dwell. We dwell on the problems caused by living for so long. We like to put things right before they're wrong. Everybody I know agrees with me. The worried well we would be, wouldn't we? Storms of protest, floods of tears, a tidal wave of social engineers. For years and years and years and years, ye gods and bloody hell, poetry falls upon deafened ears where the worried well do dwell. That's doomed, ladies and gentlemen. But there's some cheerful stuff in here as well. Don't go thinking about me as some whole other person. I'm looking here for my here it is. I wrote this, funnily enough, I wrote this during International Women's Week. And I've had a bug up my ass in England, because every time it's National Women's Day in England, it always falls in the middle of British Cheese Week. If I was involved with the sisterhood, I'd get upset about it. I don't want to stir the shit already. Just saying. You know, you're entitled to get upset about that. So I gave this new one a swerve. This is, well, it's got two titles. It's got two titles. You know, you've got, I don't like that, where, I don't like paintings that are called untitled. I always say, well, I'm not fucking interested then. If you can't be bothered giving it a fucking name, why should I fucking look at it? You can't fucking imagination, really. So, and I also, what I don't like, is when you've got a choice of two. I give it a name, that's it, that's what you call it. It seemed like a good idea at the time, live with it. Right, you know, so it's, when you go, you watch the weather forecast now. I mean, I don't go out, there's no interest in it. Well, the occasional time I see it, you know, it's like, it's two temperatures. It's 18 degrees, but with the wind chill factor, -7. I mean, who's that helping out? But here I broke my own rule. On this one occasion, I broke my own rule. One climate, two temperatures. One poem, two titles. Take your choice, it's a democracy, remember that. So it's either called The Marital Miseries of the Modern Misogynist Male, or The Rhyme of the Ancient Marriott. Goes like this. From the doghouse to the cat flap and back again without a map, he could be heading for a slap. His fractured fairy tale gone zap. She hoovers when he tries to take a nap, just like I said was going to happen. She hoovers when he tries to take a nap. In the manner of Andy Cap, she sold his frog-eye sprite for scrap. Step lively, mind the gap, someday he's gonna snap. Who would be a chap? Who would be a chap? She fucks up, he takes the rap like any penis owning sap. He fell into her sugary trap, now he's taking all that crap that drops in daily right on tap. He's got a lockdown dog going yap, yap, yap. You don't believe me, consult the act. Who would be? Who would be? I asked you 2 times, make that 3. Who would be a chap? Someday he's gonna snap. But you know what, guys? You know what? You think that's bad? Here's the alternative. Here's the alternative, and I call this one recently confirmed bachelor. This is the alternative. I go for women who are not my type. Hence my marriages are overripe. We tend to clash over all kinds of tripe, unpleasantness of every stripe. Still, do I gripe? It's the bachelor's life for me. Sardines for tea. I don't hoover anymore and I don't sit down to pee. A friend at the bookies put me on the square. Don't look for love, it isn't there. Now I live in athleisure wear, anticipating the next medical scare. I've got my pieces and I don't care. It's the bachelor's life for me. I'll be all forlorn at the break of dawn. It's the price of being free. Oh yes, it's the bachelor's life for me. Nobody wants to know how much money I owe, or why I like Bacardi for breakfast, and why when I'm needed I never show. Call me unreliable, who would not agree? The facts are undeniable. It's the bachelor's life for me. I thought a nice mid-century luxury flat with a bullfight poster and a Burmese cat, the crystal decanter, the silk cravat, the lifestyle of a twat. Yes, I'll have some of that. It's the bachelor's life for me. Cognac in my tea, a feather bed in every shed. Actually no, a hammock instead. How can I make you see why all my dreams never came to be? My table manners are out on strike. I can burp whenever I like. I'm gonna get a midlife motorbike. It's the bachelor's life for me. Curried beans for a change for tea. Who cares if I pass gas? I'm all alone at last. I'll look at the room through the bottom of the glass. Now that's what I call class. Yippee. It's the bachelor's life for me. I got other stuff. But so many favorites, so little time. In the words of Gene Hackman in the movie Mississippi Burning, don't go mistaking me for some whole other body. I think this one's going to get me off the hook with the chick vote. Ladies and gentlemen, my marital career has been long and largely pointless. Until now, I couldn't be happier. Thanks for asking. I wear a band, a song for every occasion. This tiny ring is a token of love and devotion. That's why I sing, because I wear her ring. So I couldn't be happier. Thanks for asking. But it hasn't always worked out for me. It ain't always worked out for me. Take my first wife. She left me because of my football obsession. What a shame, we would have been together 7 seasons. Tragic. My second wife, she left me with the milkman. Watching them drive away was perhaps the most miserable 3 hours of my Hasn't always worked out for me, that's all I'm saying. Somebody once said that a funeral is, no wait a minute, let me get it right. Somebody once said, it was a great man and I, a long time ago, he said, a wedding is a funeral where you can smell your own flowers. That's a hard harsh judgment, even for me. I prefer to see it as a sexual relationship that has been ratified by the Gardaí. Harsh judgment. But it's not without a point. Say my first marriage on our wedding day, the registrar, you take this woman to be all over wedding wife, would you know what you're trying to find out? I went ahead with it. We were like chalk and cheese. Apart from that, we didn't have anything in common at all. As is often the case, I'm laughing about it now, but as is often the case, a failed marriage led to a successful divorce. And we split the house. I got the outside. And that's when I made a pledge to myself, a song for every occasion. I'm sure you've noticed this. The day she went away, I made myself a promise, and that promise was, I'm not going to bother getting married again. I'm simply going to find a woman I don't like and give her everything I got. Time, however, time has a corrosive effect on the male resolve in matters of the heart, and I elected to get married again, much to the distress of my more occult-minded friends, who warned me against this course of action in the strongest possible terminology. Don't do it, Johnny. We've looked at your respective birth charts. It's never going to work out, obviously. Now, I didn't get to be a doctor through believing in all this kind of hocus pocus. I'm a child of the Enlightenment, and as such, peer-reviewed science is the nearest thing I have to a superstition, so I'm dismissive of all this. However, I had to, they were right, I was wrong on this occasion. I had to go crawling back to those benighted pagans and eat some very expensive crow. Okay, you were right, I was wrong. Talk me through the birth charts. Which they did to their credit. It was a long time ago, but the way I remember it is this. Apparently I'm an Aquarian and she's an arsehole. There was no way it was ever going to work out astrologically. But I don't want to put anybody off marriage. Why would I want to do that? There might be some impressionable young gentleman out there this evening thinking about making the legal move with his beloved in the not too distant future. I don't want to be the guy that pisses on his chips in the romantic department. On account of they've done extensive sociological surveys on the subject of marriage, and found out that guys that get married, they live a lot longer than guys that don't get married. A man gets married, he outlives his bachelor friends. But the story don't end there. That guy, he gets married, he outlives his bachelor friends. Sure he does. But he invariably dies before his wife. You know why that is, right? Because he wants to. I can't believe you didn't know the answer. Only a few minutes. Have a word with your granddad. But anyway, I don't want to put anybody off getting married. Here's a bit of advice to that young gentleman in the audience, the impressionable young gentleman that might be thinking about making a legal move with his beloved in the not too distant future. Here's a little bit of advice. Women, they'll put up with a lot, it's a well-known fact, but they hate it when you get on their nerves. They can't stand that, women. When you get on their nerves, they'll put up with a lot, but not that. Not when you get on there. Don't even do it the first time. It might come up in a conversation 25 years later. You might not think it's appropriate, but you got on their nerves. But if you really piss them off, then you get the silent treatment. So it's worth putting in that little bit of extra effort. But none of this applies to me, obviously, ladies and gentlemen. Like I say, I couldn't be happier now. In fact, you know, very often in the modern world, in England anyway, a marriage, it begins with a heart and a diamond. 2 weeks later, you wish you had a club and a spade. That don't apply to me. And here's a poem to prove it, ladies and gentlemen, the title of which occurs at the end of each subsequent verse with monotonous regularity. You'll get the message, I'm sure. The doorbell used to say ding dong, but now it voice out into song. If I'm forlorn, it ain't for long. Could I be wrong, or have I fallen in love with my wife? Fare thee well, my fairy fate, we care so slightly anyway. Call me crazy with a capital K, but I've fallen in love with my wife. I've fallen in love with my wife. She populates my days with marital breakdown running rife. I have to keep her under my gaze. You love somebody, set them free. That don't make no sense to me. I'm keeping her under lock and key. I've fallen in love with my wife. Rainbows and butterflies occupy the summer skies. Imagine my surprise. I've fallen in love with my wife. I've fallen in love with my wife. She populates my days. It's keeping me awake at night, my head stuck in this funky sneeze. Every time I talk I mumble, every time I walk I stumble. I'm dancing like a drunken uncle. I've fallen in love with my wife. I've fallen in love with my wife. She populates my days. She's not that far from a carving knife. I have to keep her in my gaze. I don't swear, but what the hey, I'm alright and she's okay. Get out of our fucking way. I've fallen in love with my wife. I'm a fella, she's my mate, she steals the chips right off of my plate. No wonder I'm losing weight. I'm falling in love with my wife. I steal a kiss, she takes the piss. We live the life of ignorant bliss. All that and now this. I've fallen in love with my wife. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now I always read the back credits after every major motion picture film. Ray Morfino, key grip. You didn't know this. I did. I read the credits after every major motion picture film. But this isn't a major motion picture film, ladies and gentlemen. No, this is a solemn endeavor. A solemn endeavor of a very high order. I hope you'll agree, ladies and gentlemen. Here they are, the people that made it possible. In no particular order, alphabetical or otherwise. Manchester and Ireland's finest. He's got a boot in both camps. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, hot foot from the Big Apple, where he's been working with the likes of Patti Smith, James Jewell, Iggy Pop, Osterberg, Philip Glass, and the entire Maurice Dudell String Chorale, and more, ladies and gentlemen. Your own, your very own, Mr. Michael Gary, ladies and gentlemen, Mikey. He wasn't all he was cracked. And I've got the person who gave me that message, our MC tonight, from here to eternity. If I've got anything to do with it, ladies and gentlemen, now and forever. Yes, it was him. Yes, he really still does look that good. No, it wasn't Bill Nye. Better than that, it was the delinquent road manager himself, the man who invented punk rock, my friend Johnny Green, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go out on this one, ladies and gentlemen, because it's my own personal favourite. And this one, the reason this one's done great business for me on account of it occurred on the back credits. Read them. The back credits of the penultimate episode of The Sopranos. Yeah, you better cheer. I'm a main guy. Come on, will you? I'm a main guy. I don't even want to do the phone. I'm living a nice plastic alone, drinking glass of American cream soda. Hey, shut up, you mouth. Me and him's gonna bust you into labanza. But seriously, my dear paisanos, let us recite for you this number. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, evidently chicken sound. Thanks for listening this evening. The fucking cops, the fucking key, the fucking keep it fucking clean, the fucking chiefs, the fucking swine, the fucking draws, the fucking land, the fucking fun, the fucking games, the fucking scummy fucking lames, nowhere to be fucking found, anywhere in chicken sound, the fucking trend is fucking late, the fucking wait, fucking lost, fucking found, stuck in fucking chicken sound, the fucking scene is fucking sad, the fucking news is fucking bad, the fucking weed is fucking surf, the fucking speed is fucking surf, the fucking jumps are fucking death, don't make me fucking laugh, they fucking have to look around, anywhere in chicken sound, the fucking train is fucking late, fucking wait, fucking lost, fucking found, stuck in fucking chicken sound. The fucking view is fucking mild for fucking miles and fucking miles. The fucking babies fucking cry, the fucking flowers fucking die. The fucking food is fucking muck, the fucking drains are fucking the colour scheme is fucking brown. Everywhere in chicken sound, and fucking rain is fucking like you fucking wait, you fucking lost, fucking found, stuck in fucking chicken sound. The fucking pubs are fucking dull, the fucking clubs are fucking full of fucking girls with fucking eyes, with fucking murder in their eyes. A fucking bloke gets fucking stabbed waiting for an abracadabra fucking kebab, you fucking stay at fucking home, the fucking neighbours fucking home. Keep that fucking racket down, fucking chickens fucking lost fucking fans, fucking chickens out. The fucking fish are fucking all, the fucking chips are fucking cold, the fucking beer is fucking flat, the fucking flats are fucking rats, the fucking clocks are fucking long, the fucking days are fucking long, it fucking gets you fucking down. Evidently chicken sound. Thanks for listening this evening. Hey.
I took another argument now.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I was going to milk it, but there was a staircase involved and a few obstacles where I got to, before I got to that. I'm going to kill myself in this fucking joint. If I'm not fucking careful. I got underlying health issues. So I'm gonna cut it short. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for calling me back. Like I say. Oh, I'm gonna. It's a thin line between love and hate. Thin line between love and hate. So sang the Pretenders in all those years ago, and that sentiment is true today, as true today as the first time that the lovely Chrissie Hynde gave her golden vocals in support. Thin line between love and hate. Take the Feast of St. Valentine, the annual celebration of courtly romance on the one hand. On the other hand, the St. Valentine Day Massacre, 1929, Chicago. I'm going to get the unpleasantness out of the way, and I'm going to leave you on a sweet note, because I'm a loving man, I got work to do. Shabba. Let's get the unpleasantness out of the way. Now, if I believe that every sentient adult in the world wishes to murder someone, that's why we have draconian laws against murder. Because everybody wants to do it, but you can't allow that to happen, if only from a hygiene point of view. You can't. Everybody wants to do it, you can't have a draconian law. No point in making draconian laws against things that people don't want to do anyway. That's going to clog up the legal system with vexatious litigation that could go on for decades at the public's expense, and I don't want that to happen. But murder, you got to deal with that. You got to deal with that. Now, here's where I come in. And that person you want to murder, they could change every 10 years, every 5 years, annually, biannually, quarterly, monthly, weekly, minute by minute. There's always somebody you want to murder. And that's where I come in. Not as a hitman. That's against the law. No, as a shaman. Shaman, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to close your eyes and to fix the object of your homicidal desire into the crosshairs of your high-velocity imagination and hand it over to me, and I'll deal with these in unhealthy urges through the harmless medium of poetry, like a shaman. Think Jim Morrison, but sexy. Kind of on it. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not doing this one at you. I'm doing it on your behalf. Never forget this. Make your own dedications. The title appears on the very last line. Join in if you like. If you're familiar. It goes like this. Like a nightclub in the morning, you're the bitter end, like a recently disinfected shithouse. You're clean round the bend, you give me the horrors. Too bad to be true. All of my tomorrows are lousy because of you. You put the cunt in scum thought, put the pain in Spain. Happy days are done for, and you're the one I blame. You're certainly no raver, commonly known as a drag. Do us all a favour. Here, wear this plastic bag. You're like a dose of scabies. I've got you under my skin. You make life a fairy tale. Grim, get it? The sumo wrestlers around it's got nothing on your shoes. Show me any two half-wits and they're twice as bad as you. I think about thrombosis every time we touch. I say you have acute halitosis. You say thank you very much. You're very pleasant. I know it's just a fad. Your very presence makes me really mad. I hear you knock upon my door and I've got to get out of town. I hit the lights, I hit the floor, I turn the TV down. People mention murder the moment you arrive. I'd consider killing you if I thought you were alive. You've got this slippery quality that makes me think of Flynn and a dual personality. I hate both of them. Your bad breath and disease, destruction, soup decay. Please, 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 please take yourself away. Like a death of birthday party, you're gonna spoil the fun like a sucked and spat out smarty. You're no use to anyone. Like the fun of web spider crawling in shadows of disgrace, speaking as an outsider. What do you think of the human race? You went to a progressive psychiatrist. He recommended suicide before scratching your bad name off his list and pointing the way outside. Left her from the playground, breaks your bleeding heart, you're heading for a breakdown, better pull yourself apart. You're doing Amos past about when something goes amiss. Your attitudes are platitudes, they make me want to piss. What kind of creature, boy, you was it? Some kind of bat. They can't find a good word for you, but I can. Right outside. Thank you very much. Well, now we're on to the A side now. This one was written on the Feast of St. Valentine, directly from my heart to my loved one. And this one became the wedding favourite of the 21st century, worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't be more proud of anything that I wrote than that. I wish all those people a lifetime of happiness together. And this one was hijacked by my friends the Arctic Monkeys and has had over a billion hits. But my version goes like this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go out on this one. One for the ladies. And the title of this one is exactly the same title as my memoir, On Sale on the Way Out. It's called, I better give you the title. I want to be yours. Let me be your vacuum cleaner breathing in your dust. Let me be your Morris Marina, I will never rust. If you like your coffee hot, let me be your coffee pot, you call the shots. I want to be yours. Let me be your raincoat for those frequent rainy days. Let me be your dream boat when you want to sail away. Let me be your teddy bear. Take me with you anywhere. I don't care. I want to be yours. Let me be your electric meter. I will never run out. Let me be the electric heater you get pneumonia without. Let me be your setting lotion that grips your skull with deep devotion. Deep as the deep Atlantic Ocean. That's how deep is my devotion. A deep, 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 deep. I don't want to be hers. I want to be yours.